Hello, everybody, and greetings from space, from the cosmos. We have Omar here today with us, as we both found out that people don't know how to prompt, right, Omar?
I think prompting is challenging for many people. It's a joke. Like many people have no plans, no idea what to do. I think this is an important thing to tackle.
We are going to learn a prompting technique that I use a lot in my work. It's called Ask Me Questions. It's basically used when you are brainstorming an idea. So let's say that you have a new business idea, as you and I have often,
Okay.
and you want to spar with with somebody. And of course, ChatGPT or Perplexity would be your first sparring partner as usual, but your idea is still vague. It's not very defined or developed. Ask me questions is a technique that makes the AI ask you questions about that idea so that you can refine it and make it sharper and better. Let me show you. Here I wrote, I want an app that lets me journal at the end of the day using a voice to text feature where I can hold a button and talk about my day, experiences, feelings, and so on. That text is then refined by an LLM, which makes summaries and places them into different categories like work, health, family, romantic, etc. And then shows useful insights and conclusions every now and then based on your input. Eventually, I want to write a detailed descriptions about this app. For the task, I said make a detailed spec for this app.
But the questioning part that you said, you ask me questions. I think you are you gonna type it like, hey, ask me questions, or
Yeah, exactly. So let's run this prompt and then we'll work from there. So it's gonna give me a detailed description of this app. Now it's adding some stuff that I never actually defined, like maximum
Mm,
recording length. I never talked about that. Background noise filtering. I never mentioned that, maybe I don't want that. I take it as my fault because I didn't define the product specifically enough. So the AI is filling in the blanks and kind of, hallucinating and giving its input on making the app. I like to give as much human input into the prompt as possible and leave only, a little bit to the AI to express its creativity. I have another version of the prompt that I think is much better. It's already run here, but let's look. So the context is the same. I want an app that lets me journal, blah, blah, blah. But the task is different. Here, instead of saying generate the description immediately, I ask me 10 questions to address anything unclear, fill out knowledge gaps and blind spots so that we can get a better idea of this product. Yeah, the difference is very big because you can see the output here. Target audience and use case. Who is your primary target user? Are you building this for busy professionals, people working on mental health, productivity enthusiasts, or different demographic entirely? So right off the bat, I think this is super important when you're making a digital product or something like that. You immediately have to think of the target user, and AI in this case recognized that this is very important. This is something that I haven't mentioned in my prompt, so it's immediately asking me, and now me, who is like trying to develop this idea in my mind, is immediately thinking, who is my target user? Maybe let's say it's busy professionals, and then I can answer that here, busy professionals. Number two, what's a specific problem you're solving?
mm,
So it's immediately forcing you to think more deeply about your idea.
mhm.
Yeah. I also sometimes, when I don't know some things, I tell it, decide for yourself. Right now, I am writing for every question I'm writing, decide for yourself, because I don't want to go through every question and think about it here doing this demonstration. But in reality, I would,
Yeah,
go through each question and try to answer. Sometimes when you don't know, you say decide for yourself, I don't know, based on best practices.
yeah. Or
Um, and then you can prompt it again.
mhm.
And what it will do now is it's going to reply to the questions that it asked, which is a very interesting loop in AI. So you're making the AI ask questions, then you're using AI to answer those questions or using your own input. And therefore, you're like refining this idea.
Thank you, Ante. This is something completely different workflow. This is a basically a new workflow I didn't know, or I didn't use it a lot, like professionally with questions and like.
And now, when you have more information, keep in mind that the way that the AI works, the way the transformers work,
Mhm.
is that all of this chat that we had so far is going to be fed into the next prompt.
Yeah.
So once you think you've identified most of these blind spots, you can say, then generate detailed plan for this business idea based on everything we discussed. Let's use reasoning to make it even more refined. And we shoot that prompt, and now we can be more sure that this business plan is going to be much more comprehensive than the one that we generated in the beginning. AI-driven voice journaling application designed for business professionals. Invest in this product, guys.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
That was just one prompting technique. There's many of them. This is just one I've been using a lot recently, and I think it's really important to get acknowledged with these techniques, and like it will really improve your life.
Ante, can you do it? I think you're doing us a favor already. Like you do the research how to do proper prompting, maybe somehow for us others normally it's big. Although I'm a techie, I know a lot about also AI. I'm enthusiastic, but I love when people explain it to me. Like I'm 5, I'm 6. This is how you do it. You see, this was the result. This was. Thank you, Ante. This was really good.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you will use this technique. There's much more to come. See the other videos to learn all about prompting and become a prompt engineer yourself. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys.